Welcome to another edition of All In with your boy Ak and your boy O.
I'm Ak.
And this is O. Let's get another one in.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so this one here is about a dying breed. It's the fallen rappers, man. And I feel like this is something we gotta touch on because it really is like rappers are a dying breed. Look at the rate that they dying, man. And the majority is for murder. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
whole fact, man.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is these cats, the average age of death for these rappers are between 25 and 30, man. That's the youth.
Dang. Dang. That's man, that's horrible, man. That's so young, man. Damn.
What's crazy is there was two studies done in the mid 2010s, right?
Yeah.
And they concluded that murder was the case or the cause of 51.5% of American hip hop musicians.
Wow.
So imagine half of the rappers that died, or a little over half, was due to murder.
Wow. Wow.
It's the highest rate of homicide in any other genre of music. So you got rock, you got pop, you got all of these other genres of music, and by far hip hop has the most murders.
Yeah, because you don't really hear like too many rock and rollers getting shot up. You know what I mean?
And they live crazy lifestyles, man.
They do. But one thing I would attribute some of this to is that there's a significant portion. I don't know what the actual statistics are, but there's a significant portion of rappers that are gangsters, man. That they in the street for real. Even if they ain't part of a gang, they in the street for real, for real.
But I mean, it always comes from, that kind of background. I mean, we all grew up in the hood at one point of our life, so we can honestly relate.
Yeah.
Like I knew a couple of rappers personally, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because a lot of that comes from like gang activity, drug use. It comes down to people don't even get enough hugs, man. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is that back in 2020, Double XL wrote that 77 rappers' deaths that they examined, just them, right? Out of 77 rappers' deaths that they examined, more than 40 remain unsolved. So I don't know whether people are not looking,
Wow.
or people don't care, or they just can't find them.
Wow. That's
crazy. That's
a,
more than half.
yo, that's a crazy statistic right there, man.
And that's just out of 77 rappers. I mean, we know we got a lot more fallen soldiers than that, man.
Word. I mean, what's crazy too is just how much it's escalated, man. It seems like rappers been dying since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like going
Yeah,
back
we
to
70s
Scott.
baby, so we was back in the whole Scott La Rock phase.
Right, that's what I was just
all
gonna
that
say.
other,
Yeah.
Trouble T Roy's and all of this other stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Tupac and Big, we already had a little age on us and all that. Freaky Ty, remember Big L? I mean, there was a lot of people that was falling, but it was here and there. It was spots.
Mm-hmm.
Now it seems like it's the trend.
Yeah.
Like you gotta have a murdered comrade somewhere.
Word.
It's crazy, man.
I'm telling you, it's a dying breed, man. And that should just tell people if you young and you trying to get into that game, into the rap game, this is something to really consider. You should really think about this because these are facts. And here's the thing, like you might not be a gangster, but that whole environment it just breeds bad things, man. Real talk, man. Because let me give you an example, right? Let's say you ain't even part of no gang or nothing. You just make music, right? And let's say you blow up and you big, right? You're gonna have to go to different cities to perform to make your money. But guess what? The gangsters in that city, what they gonna do? They're gonna make you check in, right? You're gonna have to check in. You're gonna have to pay, and let you be the one that not pay. They're gonna make an example out of you. And look, you ain't even a gangster. They don't care.
All you doing is trying to promote your craft, man.
Yeah, and nobody cares. You think a gangster cares? You might get some that got some morals, some code of ethics. You do got some. There's no question. There's some that do, that they live by a code. But let me tell you, there's a whole lot that don't care about none of that. They
And
on
just
what?
those statistics itself, man, just the fact that there's so many unsolved murders, not only don't they care, but the people that's in charge of looking for these people don't care either.
Word.
Why? Because it's already a negative stigma. A lot of these rappers, they be throwing up gang signs, don't have nothing to do with gangs. They just be buddies from the block, man. And it's crazy because it's like it just gets escalated. Not everybody starts off as gangsters, but it's just they know that's what sells. And to these young cats, you just coming up and out, man. There's a lot of people that don't care about life, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if they're gonna make your parents cry or if you're the only son or something like that, man. It's just it's not enough care in the world. Basically you're gonna be going out there, you're gonna look nice, you're gonna have some fly things, and they're gonna run down on you at times. Look at that Triple X Tenation, right? The young little guy, man. Coming out the little, what was it? The little car mall, whatever like that. And they ran up on
I
him.
think it was like where they sell dirt bikes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Broad daylight.
Yeah.
Blew his top right off in his seat, man.
Word.
And it's just like, I mean, he was up and coming. Yeah, he was a little controversial and stuff like that. But it's just like, man, look at Pop Smoke. You're not even in your city, man. You chilling, relaxing, and then next thing you know, that one little piece of information had people run down on you, man.
Yeah. And he refused to check in.
You see what I'm saying? And some of these people, they live here, man. They live in these cities, man. This is their birth and death place. This is their born rights, man. They've been walking these streets before you had a microphone in your hand. Sometimes you just gotta respect the laws that be, them unspoken laws.
Word.
And not to say that that's a permissible reason to really get at somebody, but I mean, if you dealing with the streets, know what's going on in the streets. You can't just be like not knowing and then just go out there and expect everything to happen in your favor. That just doesn't work like that.
And then you get forced in these, sometimes you get forced in these situations because, like, for instance, it's easy to think like, okay, once you realize, okay, you're gonna get extorted, it's easy to come to the conclusion, especially if somebody's chirping in your ear, that you know what, all right, let me join this gang over here, so I got the backup. You know what I'm saying? So or let me roll, with these shooters. You know what I'm saying? So that, and I'll pay them. You know what I'm saying? And this and that. But man, now you live in the street. Now you are a street person. You know what I mean?
Because some of these people do this, man. They never expected to be rappers or anything like that. They was just street from day one. Or, ever since they was able to jump off the porch. They was street. And it's like, now you the guy with the talent. You the guy that got a couple of dollars in your pocket.
You the meal
and you
ticket.
need those protections because you're going to be performing in some of these guys' streets where they live and, riding through the block, making it seem like you're relevant, going to people's stores, buying things in the wrong neighborhood. So you got to link up with goons, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it be those same goons that'll set you up.
Word. Let you piss them off one day. Let you you know what I'm saying, feel like, okay, maybe okay, let's say you ain't making as much money. And so now you like, okay, I gotta scale this back. I can't keep paying such and such shooter, the same I've been paying him. So now you telling him that, you think he's gonna believe you? He's gonna think you just telling him a story so you could pay him less, and you trying him when he had your back all this time. And guess what? Now you a target. Now it's more financially beneficial for him to set you up and get that last payday. You know what I'm saying?
As opposed to that pay cut.
Exactly. And it's just that easy, man. And now you're dead. You ain't coming back from that. Is it worth that?
And also what's crazy, that's also on an uptick too. I mean, obviously we have some time on this earth, so we've seen the trends. But rappers that are going to jail.
Thank
You
you.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you're not dying, you going to jail, and people be going to jail over foolishness, man.
Yeah, man.
You got all this paper, and you gonna get into a shootout with somebody or something like that, or you gonna get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Lucky you didn't die, so now you got booked. I mean, you running from the law, making songs about it with other examples and stuff like that. I'm just like, y'all had your whole life ahead of y'all. So that's another form of murder to me, man. When somebody's like in their 20s or something and they get hit with like 50 plus years, you're finished.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
So I mean, it's all right. Yeah, you got the ability to live life, change you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe become spiritual, whatever. Teach the youth that's coming behind you, but you just threw away everything.
yeah, your life's over.
You know what I'm saying? And there's so much of that going on too, man. I don't know what these young cats got to prove nowadays, man. I don't understand because they not getting their chain snatched like in the '90s or their face cut open or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or they getting shook and ran down. It's almost like these cats, man. They just causing problems just so they can get more publicity, man.
Hey. And some of them get gassed up, you know what I mean? Like they roll with enough thugs and real, real street people, and they start believing that they that when they never been that. You know what I mean? Feeling themselves a little too much because you've been, able to get away with this and that. And that's dangerous, man. And let me tell you something else. Like, let me tell y'all, when you go to prison, like I just said, let me tell you, don't forget something. It ain't just you basically being brought back to slavery. You
Oh yeah,
become
you
a
sign over your
slave.
rights.
You
You're
state
property of the
property.
state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
state property. So you a slave. You are a slave for the next the rest of your life or the majority of it. That's
Or all the
horrible.
relevant years, because when you come out, I mean, you ain't gonna be a rapper for sure.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
So it's like, all of that for nothing
right.
because you want to look tough one day or you want to impress some chick that's already screwing other dudes. I mean, y'all rationale is lame to say the least. You know what I'm saying? There's no principle, no moral code, or nothing that these youth is doing now. And I don't want to just bash on the youth because I know when we were young, people were probably saying things like that, but we had a little more structure. We came from a different era. So we was running with codes as soon as we jumped off the porch. And
And we
you'll notice that some of them rappers that are towards our age and stuff like that, they're different.
and in our day, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, like yo, as long as you stood up for yourself, you shoot the five. You know what I mean? You scrap real quick, and then y'all cool. Usually end up friends or something. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
ain't no more of that. It's like I'm gonna kill you. Or word you said something about, I'm gonna shoot you, and I
And what's
might put it
crazy
on
is
Instagram
you
Live.
you
You know
even
what I
got
mean?
people that are snitching, but then they back out in the streets like nothing's wrong. I mean, you had people like Little Kim do a whole year in jail because she ain't want to snitch, and she's a chick. You know what I'm saying? So
Respect
like,
to her.
y'all all the way backwards. I mean, I can like the music from time to time or whatever. Like I said, I'm not bashing. We were all young at one point,
Yeah.
but I want y'all to realize that y'all throwing away y'all lives, y'all careers, y'all making a mess of society because y'all want to sit here and live a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no you can make your music, man, and still be decent.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't gotta be having mall fights and shootouts in parking lots because somebody got a bigger bag than you. I don't even know what y'all fighting for anymore.
And,
But
and
it's ridiculous.
and there's just a call. Just know though, if you're gonna be a rapper, and even if you're gonna stay out of that stuff, know that when you choose this field, know that you're gonna get extorted. You better know that, because it's gonna happen. You're gonna
People
get
don't care about
extorted,
your
and you better
status.
pay. You just better pay. And you know what I mean? And that's damn. You know what I'm saying? That's terrible, man. It's
Because there's always gonna be somebody tougher than you out there, man. Somebody with bigger guns, more people. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you might. I'm not saying like, just go out there and just start giving away the bank. But you're gonna run across some danger at times, man. You're gonna just have to play it smart.
yeah. And unfortunately, like the bulk of the money is from shows. You know what I'm saying? That's
Which
where
means you gotta be on the grounds, man.
yeah. So you gotta go city to city and this and that. You get some people that they stay kind of, they stick to their state, you know, their general area. You know what I'm saying, and they do all right for themselves. But you know, usually people don't settle for that. They really trying to get to that bag, and in order to do that, to really do that, you're gonna have to go all over the place. You know, and you know what's coming.
And some of those places are sketchy, man. You know, some people just don't like you because of what part of the world you from.
And then just that whole world, man, it's like you're gonna. It's not just the gangster stuff and this and that, but you're gonna be around drugs. You're gonna be around, so you could get strung out. You know what I'm saying? You got rappers that OD'd and all that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You could, you know, you're gonna be around scheming chicks. Damn, like more than 90%, like 98% of the chicks you're gonna encounter are gonna be some schemers. You know what I mean? And they're gonna be looking for any way to set you up to get you. You know what I mean? So you got to deal with that where you can't trust nobody. It's hard to trust even your friends. Like, you know what I mean? And the day that you don't, you know, you might get in a disagreement with your homeboy or whatever. Yo, that might change this whole perception of you. You know what I'm saying? And then even if he don't set you up, you just lost a great friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
it's
know,
so dangerous for them nowadays, man. I mean, there's always a sense of danger. One, there's danger in travel. Two, there's danger of mixture of cultures. There's danger with like, demographics. I mean, I'm from here, you from there. I'm a guy, you're a girl, or I'm Spanish, you black, or there's always a sense of danger somewhere. But you can play it to where it works in your favor too. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times nowadays, people just let the jealousy get the best of them, and next thing you know, it becomes a newspaper article. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be careful. I mean, there's plenty of rappers out there that's actually made it. They got plenty of money. They're around people. And nobody try to take their life. I mean, we know who gives and takes. I mean, all that giving and taking comes from God. And basically, you know, at the end of the day, we're not in control of where we live, where we die, how we live, how we die, etc. But at the same time, tie your camel, man. You know what I'm saying? Treat yourself with respect. Be safe. Don't do too much drugs where you all inebriated and you don't know what's going on. So
stay
somebody could
away
just
from it,
slide you
period.
something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, man. Like, people be all jacked up and screwed, so it's easy to get over on.
Yeah. Word. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be sharp. You become a junkie, man. You might not even realize it, man. It might be year three of doing, you know, a certain drugs or whatever, or lean or whatever, where you realize like, yo, I'm addicted. And
Yeah.
and now that's with you for the rest of your life. Like, you know what I mean? You got to take things day at a time. Like that changes everything. Change your mental. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of stuff, man. That like it physically affects you, mentally affects you. You know what I mean? And you know it's a bad road, man. You know, and let me tell you, like, you know, Shaitan is all over that path right there, man. He's like flourishing in that path. You know, and then also, you know, a big element of rap since day one has been competition. And when you got that element in there, you know, people gonna, you know, they
They're
might
gonna hate
be,
on you.
yeah, yeah. So, you know, you're gonna end up competing with somebody because if somebody try you, you most likely gonna get back at them. So now y'all doing music against each other, and now that's a whole beef. You know what I mean? That's a whole thing,
Because
and
people
people
are
lose.
hypersensitive nowadays. It's not like you could say something and they be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna write a 16 on this cat." I
Mm,
mean, they might see you in the street the next day and air you out
yeah,
just because you said something.
yeah.
And what's crazy is the neighborhood that I came from. That's happening exactly, man. You know what I'm saying? The youth now, yo, they start talking about each other. Next thing you know, there's news articles, man. And it's crazy because it's like there's no slowing down. It's always from those big urban cities and all that. You know what I'm saying? Where people got their egos is on super blast, and you gotta look like Incredible Hulk to your peoples and them, or they're gonna be the ones to egg you on.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not gonna be the ones to put the sheet over you when you finished up. You know what I'm saying?
Especially like the drill, man. The drill's like a lot of people dying off of the drill music, man.
Yeah.
A lot. It ain't only that, you know what I mean? But yo, a big portion, like, cause dudes is really going in, like they going into the next level. And then on top of that, you got these other you got platforms that are profiting off of this. So they be quick to put two dudes as beef got a little beef with each other, and they be quick to set them up or whatever, put them
It's
on the
like pit bull fights, man. They betting on the winners.
mm, mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like
mm.
they put y'all both in the ring, knowing y'all both blue nose and y'all steroid up and y'all got y'all teeth hanging out your mouth, y'all
Real
foaming,
talk.
and next thing you know, boom, they let the leashes click.
Yeah,
And
and
they gonna watch y'all to the finish line, man.
yeah, and they
You
gonna
know what I'm
sit
saying?
back. You know, they gonna sit back and be all right
And
while
they
they getting
profit
them
off of that.
views. Yeah, they getting them
You know?
views. They getting that bread. They getting all this notoriety and all that clout and this and that while y'all dying, while y'all getting killed, y'all getting
And
shot
what
at.
makes it worse is that they not even solving y'all murders, man. So
On
it's
top of
no
that,
incentive to stop.
yeah, it's like
You know what I'm saying?
you
Like you
dying for
getting
nothing.
killed. Oh, nobody got caught. I'm about to off another rapper. You know, and it's crazy because people have crazier lifestyles in other genre of music. They're exposed to more people. You know, rap is over the years is increased exponentially, obviously. But you have pop and all that other stuff that's always had a huge audience.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't hear nearly as many deaths. And they go to different countries. They go to people that they don't even understand the language, and they clapping for them, and they eating food with them and everything. It's always the rappers, and they always getting killed in their land. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? It's not like you going somewhere else, and it's just like, oh, you know, the politics is just so volatile that you know, boom, I performed and somebody killed me. Nah, man, you could be going up to the street to your own arena and all that, and you coming out with your peoples, and they air you out.
But is
Somebody run up on you and stab you in the gut 5 times, leave you there bleeding.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's somebody that you probably knew.
Yeah.
So that's what's crazy about it all. It's just like, you know, what do you do in that case? I mean, do you still want to be a rapper? You know what I'm saying? I mean, is it that important to get your bars out there? Because it's almost like a death sentence, man,
Yeah, yeah,
or
man.
a jail sentence.
You probably if you go in that industry and you pop like yo, you there's more of a chance that things are gonna end up bad for you than good, man. Very few people get to, you know what I mean. Usually, it's you just see like the older rappers. Some of them it was able to really, last a long time. But even them, they got some scars and war stories and all kind
And
of
you know what's
stories where
crazy,
they
yo?
almost lost their life.
You know what's crazy about all that? People used to use rap to get out the hood. You ever remember that? Like people was just all caught up in drug dealing, robberies, and all that. You know, just being villains, man. You know what I'm saying? And they like, yo, I gotta do these bars, man. I gotta do these shows so I can get out the hood.
Mm,
It's like now it's the exact opposite. I
right.
was a good kid in school and something like that, and you know, my family looked at me like I was half a geek. And now I'm rapping, and I became a complete villain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not even using it to leave the hood. They're actually using it as a ticket into the hood. And people fail to realize just the income disparity in itself, poor versus not poor, is going to cause a war in itself, man. They see you riding around with Bugattis and they see you riding around with Ferraris and Porsches and all that, and you in the same block as you came up when y'all niggas was taking a bus.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Yo, and we ain't talking now? Oh, yeah. It's open season.
right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like y'all doing this to go back into the hood, whereas y'all got the game completely backwards, man. You had thugs, real life thugs that had criminal records and all that before they even started doing shows. They didn't even know how to spend their money right because they ain't had no financial education. But they used it as a stepping stone to get out.
Right. And there's a couple people, man, that man, it was like I know they made mistakes, but it kind of like you know, it was a little heartbreaking, man, just seeing them either get murked or get locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody know Nipsey Hussle, um, you know, but you also got like my man Rollo, man. Rollo, Yo,
doing
man,
time.
yo, he doing serious time, and but one thing that I respect that he did, it wasn't the best move though. It really wasn't. But you could see where it came from. He bought his projects. You know what it is to buy your projects, and now you own it, and now you're housing and having all your peoples and your community living rent
Didn't Master
free.
P do that back in the days?
I don't know. I ain't hear about him doing that. I mean,
I
I've
think
heard
he
it.
bought his projects, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't hear that. I ain't hear that. The first time the only person I know that did that I've heard of was Rollo. Like, and he was really doing that. And he would say some things like you don't normally hear rappers say. He Muslim and he talking about I love praying. Like, when do you hear rappers say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a positive message. You know what I mean? So, I respect, he made his mistakes or whatever, this and that, but I always have love for him for that.
I
And
respect that too. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to do both. Obviously you can't, and that's why we wind up in less than savory positions. I mean, just look at Loon and look at dude from the Outlaws with Tupac. They
mm,
left the industry because they see the dangers behind it.
word,
Okay, I'm gonna become Muslim. I'm gonna disconnect because it's supposed to be a life changer. It's
word,
not just a label. I mean, I respect people who are Muslim and they still doing music because I really got nothing to say about that. I mean, what we all bear is on our own. But at the same time, when you play in the fence, it never really ends up the way you expect it to, or in your favor, to say the least.
real
So
talk.
it's you know what I mean. Like I feel bad when I hear stuff like that, but maybe that's just an opportunity to get closer to Allah.
True. And that's a good point, man, because man, you be shocked how many rappers are Muslim.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, and like you said, it's like you can't play the fence, man. It's like, when you do, it doesn't end well. You know what I'm saying? And plus, you know what I mean. The message, and I'm not saying this like trying to, judge people and nothing. I'm just being honest, man. Like, it kind of hurts my heart sometimes. Like, there's some brothers that, I know that these are my brothers, man, and I got love, so much love for them. You know what I mean? I got their back. If I saw them in trouble, like, yo, we in trouble. You know what I'm saying? In a serious
facts,
situation, because these are brothers. And
facts.
so it just is painful to see when um when they don't stick to the dean, man. It's like, if you don't stick
You
to the
can't do
dean,
both, man. You just can't do
yeah,
both. It's
yeah,
You
and
got to
you,
dedicate it to one way or another. I mean, how strong do you think your bars are when you got to stop and make salat every five times a day, or how strong do you think your salats are gonna be when you stop and then add 16 bars on?
yeah,
You know
man,
what I'm saying? You
and
can't do both. You
yeah,
just can't.
and the content, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes, it'd be like, they'll say something Islamic and then follow it with curse words and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
and then once again, man, I don't say that in a judging manner. It's just the truth. Like, yo, you want me to lie to you? It's just real talk. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we could do better. And here's the thing, man. Is like things have changed in the hip hop or in the hip hop world. Like, now more than ever, independent to be an independent artist is easier than it's ever been. You don't really need, before, back in the day, you was
social media
completely,
is your friend. It's your agent, man.
yeah, and back in the day you was at the mercy of these big labels. You was at their mercy. You know what I'm saying? And that's changed a lot. Like, look at Dolph, man, before he got killed, man. Like,
Yeah,
he stood independent the whole way.
21 Savage got discovered, like he got discovered through the internet and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and what I'm trying to say by that is, look, there was a time, like, we remember, you know what I mean? Because we go back that far, where, yo, I remember when the move, like the movement in hip hop was stop the violence. You know what I mean? Remember
Wow.
that? Remember
You
that?
took it back on that one.
Like yo, like that was the move. Like
Self
even
destruction and all that.
yeah, like dudes that was real street dudes, real gangsters and all that was talking positive stuff. Like that was the move.
Because they
You know
was
what I'm
trying to
saying?
get out the hood with their talent, man.
But then that changed. It's like the what happened was the those major labels they decided at a certain point like nah, like we gonna dead all
This ain't
this.
selling.
Yeah, like we gonna dead all this. And honestly, I feel like if they would have just all stuck to that, if they would have just kept signing people that do that kind of music, they would sell. They would do all that.
But you have to
It's
understand too, like the whole independent, like you were saying, that's something more recent. So back then, if you was looking to make a living off of rap, you had to do what those people were saying. The A&Rs, the producers, all of those people, like the CEOs of these companies, they're not gonna pump your stuff if it doesn't suit their agenda. So we know there's an underlying agenda outside of all of that.
for sure.
And
And
that's why the independent way of life now is so prevalent because people are independently saying foul things now. You know what I'm saying? It's not like nobody's coming out with positive. And if they are, they're not getting any type of leg room.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I kind of feel like not to, I'm not even blaming it on them or nothing like that, but it kind of seems like right around the time where NWA came out, it's when like all that, when they was to self destruction, you're headed for
That
self
gangster rap was it
destruction.
led the way.
Yeah, it's like that all died. Like that was stopped. Like no more labels was no more signing people like that. Whoever already, was, with that, that already was established, like Tribe Called Quest and all
Yeah.
that. They were still around for a little, well into the '90s, but they wasn't being, they wasn't making like if you hear them, they was just getting raped. You know what I'm saying? It was like not literally, but you know what I mean, financially. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And all those movements, the you're headed for self destruct, all that, the public enemy, those are grassroots things. That was a real grassroots thing, and it just go to show that if that we could like that could be done. If it was the move back then, it could become the move again. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
the people
so
gotta want it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but
I mean, you can't promote alcohol and sex and all that stuff and expect somebody to stop violence.
but everybody thinks. But that's what I'm saying. Like nowadays, people think that you got to be gangster. And I understand why, because that sells. You know what I mean? It sells. It's like you spit in a to what most fans are. You spit in a movie to them, a movie they like. It's like when somebody watch Goodfellas or something. You know what I'm saying? They love it. You know what I mean? You know, so one thing we could do is that we could make, especially now. This is the best time, best opportunity for people to change it all. We could make that the move again. Let me tell you something. If the top rappers, right, the most influential rappers, right, whoever they are, the 50 Cents, the Jay Z's, the all of them. You know what I'm saying? Master P, Birdman, whoever the you know what I mean? Yo, if they decided together, I'm not saying this is gonna happen. This is but I'm just saying if they did, if they decided tomorrow, you know what? We ain't doing the gangster stuff no more. Now we gonna promote the positive stuff. We're gonna do that kind of music. If they all together decided to do that, guess what would happen? You will
Rap will
have
cease to exist.
yeah, I'm saying like,
The
yo,
powers that
that
be don't want that,
no,
man. I mean, because
I
just
understand.
think about it. The larger agenda, right?
Mhm.
Say if they started speaking positivity, man, that comes with growth, that comes with enlightenment and everything. That doesn't come with population control. Remember, murder is a form of population control, man. You know what I'm saying?
And
And
prison.
people are
And
walking right
prison.
into it.
Yeah, and prison too.
Yeah. So it's like, you got to understand that there's a larger picture, man. Music itself serves a certain purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? It was never truly meant to enlighten people. It's a
That's
form of
true.
entertainment and it's a subliminal message, to say the least.
And,
You know
and
what I'm saying?
you know what
And I
else?
feel that
Yeah.
I feel that people out here, man, if the way rappers are nowadays, man, you would think that they don't have kids. I mean, having a daughter, and shout out to Jenna, you know, but having a daughter actually allows you to think out the box. Because like sometimes when you have sons, you're still in that same grind mode. But when you have a daughter, you see the softer side of the world, man.
Yeah.
And I feel that a lot of these brothers that are out here rapping and stuff like that, they're not tapping into that more softer approach, man. They need a hug, man. You know what
That's
I'm
all.
saying? That's really what it comes down to, man. People are so gangster and all this stuff, man, for
That
no
sounds
reason.
funny, but it's true.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and it's okay, man. As a dude, you can get hugged too, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just need that, to let you know, man, it ain't all chest poked out and I gotta be sitting here pouncing on my chest and acting like a villain every chance you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's a time and place for everything, man. Sometimes you want to show off your macho ness, but it's so unaccounted for at this point that it turns into other things, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's too much. You got to balance yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all came from the streets. You know what I mean? At some point, you got to change. At
But
some point, you got to change, man.
I mean, look,
I
look,
mean,
look how much we changed. We come from the projects, me and you. Not the same project, but both from the projects in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So we know we live in examples that a person could change, man.
exactly,
And
exactly.
could do
Because I
better.
mean, 20 years ago, we wasn't singing the same song. We was listening to the gangster rappers at that age.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I've never been much of a follower, and I can speak for O2. I mean, we don't follow people, but it's like it's hard to not be influenced.
It's
You know what
true.
I'm saying?
It's true.
Especially when you're growing up in an era where you trendset.
Hmm.
It's hard to not be influenced. And right now they're going through that same vibe. They're trend setting, they're changing their clothing, they're changing the way their music is, all of that. So it's going to come with a lot of transition. And I feel that some people are just overdoing it. I'm just sad to see so many young ethnic brothers are dying. You know what I'm saying? And that in itself makes me feel like it's for a purpose, man.
Yeah. And let's not forget, man. Like, yo, I truly believe, man, that music is also a form of control. Like you could control people, man. Like you could really do that. Like as we witnessing through all the deaths and the drugs. Look at the whole junkie movement. You know what I mean? Promoting doing drugs. Now you got so many junkies, young kids, man, just junkies,
Strung
man.
out,
Yeah, like that's
nodding out, overdosing from drugs. What's that? Juice World, right? He swallowed some stuff, man.
yeah. I know he OD, whatever. I don't know. Like I think his was like complications with
Yeah, I mean,
prescription
but it's
and
just it's
yeah. But yeah, he was
it's
hooked
not
on
only
them
murder,
pills.
man. It's not only murder. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But a lot of our rappers are dying. I mean, how can we truly even enjoy the craft anymore? It's beyond business at this point.
And then you got look. I mean, look, man. Man, it's sad, but yo, to lose a Pop Smoke, a King Von, we could
Talent,
go on and on, like serious talent, man, serious talent. And I'm not even naming the half of them. You know what I mean?
not even.
So many have so much talent. You know what I mean? And it's just man,
They're
it's
not gonna be able to produce anymore.
anymore, man. They're so young. Like damn, like we thought Biggie and Pac died young, and they did 25, 26. But man, now they dying at 20.
20, 21, 22. Like,
Come on, man.
I mean, the life expectancy of a rapper is worse than a soldier, man.
But let me ask you this though. Because like I was saying that, if these top people, like I just mentioned a few of them, right? if they came together and was decided like, yo, we gonna really promote this. You said the powers that be ain't gonna allow that, right?
I stand on that, man. I feel
Right.
that way.
So you do you think my question is, do you think they shouldn't try because of that?
Nothing beats a failure but a try. I feel that if you really want something, try. I mean, but just be prepared to not drive those Ferraris and Lamborghinis anymore, to not have those clothing that's, $1,200 a piece and all that, and not even have the following. You know what I mean? Because the 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 positive or the straight path is the one always less trodden. The majority of people are into that kind of music that's foul.
Yeah, it's more
So all
exciting to
those
hear the
girls that
movie,
you
you know?
like and all that lifestyle that's so exciting to you, that comes along with that level of music.
It's
You're
true,
not gonna
like
find that positive. No.
it's true. It's like, the the gangster just look at movies. The gangster movies is always more popular than the one with the nice story, or romantic. You know what I mean? I don't like romantic stuff, but you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
I get you.
the gangster stuff is it's just more appealing. It's just and it's because Shaitan got his hands all over that, so he make it more appealing. It's kind of like you know you go and you get locked up, you do some street stuff, you get locked up, you come home and you like a legend. You know what I mean? Or you a superstar, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, yo, what's up? Everybody wanna be your man, yo. The chicks feeling you. Everybody wanna be your homeboy. This, that. You know what I mean? Like, so you feel like a
Shaitan makes things
superstar,
seem
man.
fair. So
Yeah.
like you don't see the wrong in that. You're like, oh no, he was just doing what he had to do, or it ain't that bad, or whatever. You know what I
Or
mean?
you feeling good.
It's always an excuse or a reason why it's not wrong. But it's flat out wrong, man.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. I mean, way we grew up, obviously, it's not gonna be like all looked upon a certain way and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. And if you want to change starts from within, and you got to realize the difference between right and wrong. Period. Now, if you know that the field that you're in has a life expectancy of 20, 30 years old, what are you doing there?
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't see these same people signing up to be soldiers. You get more benefits doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of these rappers, they go broke, and next thing you know, you don't even know them anymore. They can't even produce any more money.
Or they forced to now go to selling drugs, whether they did it back to selling drugs or starting it to do it. You know what I mean? For the
Right.
first time, because now they got the money and the connects to do it. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, they get in football numbers. You know what I mean? Put away. Like what
And
was the
and and
dude?
that's not the life that I would want for my sons. That's not the life that I would want for me, and I don't want it for anybody's sons.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want that lifestyle for anybody. I mean, you can't enjoy your craft.
Mm-hmm.
You have to live a certain lifestyle just in order to make these bars.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And
You're
it's
not
not.
going to get the woman of your dreams. You're not going to get the car and the home of your dreams unless you sell your soul, unless you start speaking demonic, unless you take chances and end your life early. That's the
Word.
only way you're going to get these opportunities to do that if you're in that field. I mean, take your money, invest in stocks and real estate or something, man. You don't have a future in that other stuff.
Word. That's the thing, man. It's like, that's what another dude. I like what he said. I respect what he did, and what he said is Waka Flocka.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you peeped him recently. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't on none of that. He's on like some financial, responsibility, and you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
teach
life
you a better
insurance and
way.
all that other stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen his little clips. I said, man, that's something that the youth need to learn. You know what I'm saying? Whether you believe in earning off of interest or not, because that becomes technical too. But I mean, that's definitely a start. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely a start. Investing in yourself, putting money away into these policies and stuff like that, and living off of that, and kind of getting out the hairs of all this danger. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna probably live to be old and tell you a few success stories of how he invested and got all this X amount of money.
Hmm. And sometimes, yo, sometimes all we need is somebody is a mentor, man. And I
Yeah, that's
truly
true.
believe that, man. It's like somebody to just put you in the right direction, man. You know what I'm saying? And you got
Yeah.
some people that's like that's why I love Master P. You know what I'm saying? Because he all about like teaching you. You know what I'm saying? If he
How to
see
get it
that
and
you
keep it.
serious, yeah, he see you serious about it. Like yo, he gonna put you on. Like he gonna do whatever he can with advice. He might, you know what I mean? He might or put you with the right people or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like from
But
everything
he's
I've
old school too. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
and
He's
from
old school.
everything I've heard is that's a stand up dude that he ain't all just about yo he about his bread, but
But
he ain't
whatever
only
happened to
about his
those
bread.
role models? Like, like, let me ask you something though.
Yeah,
What happened to those kind of role models that were doing the same crafts as other people, doing the rap, made themselves a fortune off of it, and now kind of giving back, whether it's through knowledge or whatever? What happened to these people? Everybody's become so selfish and self centered that you don't get any of those opportunities anymore. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see it.
you got a few, you know what I mean? Because I still see Master P even to this day, you know what I mean? Where he's spitting some good stuff, you know what I mean? Another one
But
is
aside from him, because
Dame
he's old school,
Dame
I'm talking
Dash.
about the new wave.
Oh, the new way, yeah.
You know
Because
what
I
I'm
was gonna say
saying?
Dame
Do you
Dash
see
too.
like the Drakes and all of them doing it? I mean, what happened? You
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
ah, man, yo, yeah. I don't know. I think they it's just not that popular, man. It's just not.
You know,
It's not. It's
your
kind of like,
Drakes and your Futures and all of them. I mean, they got enough money where they can start talking to people and they'll listen.
but you know what happens is it's kind of like okay, it's kind of like how they do. Okay, let's say Muslims for instance, right? They, a lot of people swear that why Muslims ain't condemning terrorism and this and that. The majority is, but guess what? They ain't getting the mic. They ain't getting the platform to be able to tell everybody that the one that gets the platform, that gets the mic, is the
So
Al
one
Qaeda guy.
screaming terrorism and stuff
Yeah, the
like
one
that.
that's like talking some crazy fanatical stuff. That's who they give the mic to. You know
And
what I'm
that's not by
saying?
chance, man.
Nah, you know what I mean? That's purposely done. You know what I mean? And I think that's a big reason why. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look, there is, but you're right. It's like I don't see too many of the younger generation really doing that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. And maybe inshallah, like yo, some of them will evolve into that. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying?
Inshallah. But at the end of the day, man, I don't really have much confidence in that genre of music, man.
Me either.
Honestly, you know what I'm saying? I just wish them all the best. I wish that they would stop killing each other. I wish that they'll send more positive messages to our kids, and stop being so damn dangerous, man.
Or real talk, man. You know, I what was interesting is like them stats you was bringing up. Did you spit all the stats that you had over there?
I mean, I touched on it. I mean, as far as the stats are concerned, I mean, basically,
Yeah,
they
as a
said there was some
reminder.
studies done, a couple back, in the 2010s area, so not even all updated. But they said over half of American hip hop musician deaths were murders, and the average age of death is 25 to 30. You know, again, hip hop has a higher rate of homicide than any other music genre, and and that ranges from 5 to 32 times higher. That's ridiculous.
Wow,
You know,
wow.
and they say some of the reasons for this high homicide rate, as we already addressed, pretty much is poor backgrounds, criminal gang activity, obviously drug use because you're never in your right mind, and poor pastoral care, which means they need a hug, man. You know what I mean? And they're saying that is amongst artists and record labels.
Mm,
You see what
wow.
I'm saying? So, I mean, aside from that, just studying 2020, over half the deaths of rappers were unsolved. I mean, that should be an incentive to stay careful. I'm surprised, bulletproof vests aren't being used at this point and stuff. I mean, back in the days, you had people like Tupac and 50 Cent and all that, they used to literally wear bulletproofs because they knew what time it was, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of them is getting like, cause I seen Pop Smoke rock bulletproofs, but look, he gets lined up and boom, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? He catch him in the
you
shot.
gotta be
You know
on
what I mean?
point all the time. It's just not a lifestyle that's worthy. Like, to be honest with you, I mean, you can't enjoy your money. It's no different than being a hustler, man. You make it big, you can't enjoy that money because you got everybody staring at you and wanting a piece of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just wish the best to all these rappers and stuff like that. I mean, this is something that we can probably talk about all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's an unfortunate topic, but you know, really, just stop killing each other, man. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I know it sounds simple, but that's simply what it takes.
And the big dogs, man, maybe you should consider it. Maybe you could, cause you really have the power. You really have the if all it would take is a decision, and yes, they're gonna come for you. It's gonna come at a price, but
But y'all
just a
already eating,
remind,
y'all already hate.
yeah, y'all already paying prices. Y'all already going through stuff. Hey, man, you could change your whole legacy, man. You know, and try to make things better, man. Change the direction, man, because the direction ain't going well, man. Look at the rate of rappers dying. It's way higher than I've ever seen in my life. And we've been watching hip hop rap since the beginning. You know what I'm
Since the
saying?
beginning, man. We come from where it originated anyway.
Yeah, you know what I'm
So we've
saying?
seen the birth of hip hop, and we've seen it blossom into where it's at now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on its downhill spiral now. I mean, you know, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, this
Yeah.
is something we can probably talk about all day.
Word, word,
Yo, if
word.
you guys like the topic, leave a comment. Let us address it. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, and let us know what you guys think about any other topics that you want to hear about. Because of course, we going all in.
Yeah, word, word. You know, we want to hear from y'all, man. All right? Peace.
Peace.